Hey, Jeff Dull Child, love at it. Good to be here back with you on April the 14th, Sunday, April the 14th, 2024. Songkran behind me back here in Bangkok, Thailand continues. Thai New Year's coming up either today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, I think, according to the calendar. Um, it's been interesting. So, this video is going to be about just briefly yesterday what I did to embrace my inner kids. And then I'm going to try to go back and make this like part two of my sex and love addict origins. Okay, just talk more about that. I think that would be pretty helpful to look into. First thing I want to talk about is yesterday. Since my last video, I was very depressed, pretty down, felt suicidal even and stuff. Yesterday, I was struggling for a while. I really didn't want to go out and interact with the sun crying, all the water flinging around and being squirted and stuff. But I did, and I went out and I got soaked at first. Everybody's it's like one big ass squirt gun battle on every street corner. All this, the city has erupted in a huge water gun fight everywhere. And as a matter of fact, after meditating in the park, after getting dumped on, squirted, soaked, um, I talked with my kids, with my parts, and there was definitely a part that was really itching to give me a water gun and squirt people. And so impulsively, I did get one. I think it's a little defective, but you're never going to believe how much I spent on this thing. I'm going to show you right now. Look at this bad boy. Isn't that something, man? Look at that thing. That holds 3 liters of water in this reservoir, man. 3 liters of water. It's a pump action. You can see it's one of these deals, you know, and you just pump it and you squirt. It's got a pretty good, oh shit, it's still got water in it. I didn't know. Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, I squirted the wall over there in my bag again, but my kids really had fun playing with that. Um, I got into a few battles, water battles, with people who were a lot better than me, and I was having to back off and back down, and I'm trying to squirt them. Oh man, it was like being a kid again. It was pretty fun. So I'm glad I bought it. It was 16 US dollars though. A little pricey, but hey, when's the next time I'm going to be in Thailand for Songkran? I don't know if ever again. Who knows? Maybe next year. You never know about me. But I just wanted to share that because that was cool. That was good to embrace the inner child. Of course, about halfway through the process, I was tired. I wasn't winning the battles I felt, and people would team up on me, and I was just one guy against people. And anyway, it's fun though. Mostly it was fun, but I was ready to be done with it by the end. Sometimes water can squirt into your face. You gotta have protection on, or you'll get hit in the eye, which I did on the left eye. And my hypochondria kind of kicked in. I was like, "Oh shit! Did I dislocate my retina?" Anyway, whatever. It's funny, but it's not funny. So that's what I wanted to open up with, just to share some hope that things do improve. You can just wait out the suicide, don't act on it. It's probably going to change. Probably the day's going to get better. But this is really more about the origins of sex and love, and my sex and love addiction, part two. So briefly looking back, one thing I remember, one thing I wanted to point out is I remember being a kid, and my younger brother and I played this game called Draw on the Back game. No other way to describe it except draw on the back. We would take our shirts off. We were in the same room, so we were in bunk beds. We would get up on his bed, I think. Yeah, we would go up on his bed and take our shirts off, and one of us would lie on our stomach, and the other one would draw on the back. It was a really, really awesome experience. It basically triggered ASMR. Anybody know about that response in the body? Automatic sensory medullary response or medial response or something. Anyway, ASMR, you can look it up for yourself and figure out, but it's that sensation that originates around here, just drops into your shoulders and shivers down your spine, and you feel super relaxed and comfortable. And we would intentionally not guess the picture we were drawing. Like we might have to draw a house or a star. We'd have to guess what the other person was drawing on our back. And we would intentionally not guess what it was so that the person would have to keep, using their finger and making us feel all relaxed with their finger strokes on our back. Well, we did that for a while until my mother figured out we were doing that. We were giggling and having a blast and just really relaxed, and my mom must have been listening at the door or trying to figure out what we were doing. And when she came back there, she shamed us. She's like, "What are you boys doing in here? Get back in your bed." She did not like that we were being sensual and intimate with each other in a non-sexual way, in a completely platonic, literally platonic means brotherly, in a brotherly love way. And we were bonding. And by coming back there and breaking that up and stopping us, because homophobia, potential homophobia she had, judgment, shaming, you boys can't be having fun together like that. We've got to break it up. I don't know what was going on in her mind, but by doing that, it immediately at that point began to form a rift between me and my brother. We were bonding, and she came in and disrupted that bond. Now, she probably thought in her mind maybe she was doing something right or trying to stop whatever from happening. It was not the right behavior. And that was a very good bonding experience between my brother and myself. And it was disrupted and it was not correct. It was not the proper way to do things. And I'm calling that out today because that's my truth. And I'm not a parent, and I know I'll make mistakes myself. I'm not trying to, really blame, but I'm just trying to call things out and look at places where rifts were formed or where rifts began. And that was definitely the beginning of a rift, for sure. So I wanted to trace that back in my sex and love addiction origins. The sensuality getting crushed, sensuality, the male bonding was not encouraged. So, but also interestingly, later on, when I would try to date women or think about girls, my grandmother, my mom, most of my grandma would be like, "You don't need to be focused on girls. You need to be focused on your school, on your studies." And I listened to her. That stunted my growth as well, stunted my growth. I never learned how to date. I didn't have sex until I was 22 for the first time. I was a very late bloomer. I didn't have any sexual encounter until I was 20. Yeah, until I was 20. I believe I was 20 about that time. It was my first sexual encounter at all was 20. And then after that, it was my official sex. First time having sex was I was 22 in St. Paul, Minnesota, I believe is where it was. St. Paul, Minnesota, 2022, the summer. That was summer. And the girl was much older than me. Maybe not much, but she was older. Um, and it lasted like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. There you go. So, yeah, there's a lot going on here, but I just wanted to kind of put it out there. Trying to just trace this back. The codependence is really at the root of everything, though. That's the thing that really needs to be dealt with. And that the codependence is what causes a love addict to never be able to put down that other person and to maintain that as a drug because that's what does it for me is having an other. And then when I'm alone, I devolve into racing thoughts and not liking to be alone with Jeff. That's the biggest problem is I want to be alone with Jeff, but it's hard to be alone with Jeff. Jeff doesn't like to be alone with Jeff. So, we've got a lot to process here. The video is already 10 minutes because of the beginning, talking about song crying and stuff. I think that's probably a fair place to stop. Just wanted to point some of those things out. Also, I wanted to mention the real triggering event was about um, the gym teacher telling me, "Get in the shower, boys. Rocky, get in there." He would call us everybody Rocky. He was a weird guy. Rocky, get in there, and get in the shower. I didn't go. I think it was the way he dealt with it. I didn't react well to being forced to get in the shower with the other boys and all the other dicks hanging out, and I just didn't feel comfortable with myself. And then I wasn't supported at home. I wasn't encouraged. You're just fine the way you are. None of that was talked about. Probably was too uncomfortable for the parents, and they never learned that either. Um, so they didn't know what I was going through, and didn't know what to do. They just didn't know what to do. So that's where we are today. It's good to get this stuff out, sharing my truth, speaking my truth. And now by sharing this, also I'm encountering resistance because I'm breaking the don't talk, don't trust, don't feel rule. When you get this stuff out there and you describe what you're going through, people in the dysfunctional family system, they think you're a traitor. You're you're not loyal to the family system. I'm not loyal to it. No, because it's dysfunctional, and I'm not going to be in that role anymore. I'm removing myself from that role, and I'm speaking out. So that's what's going on. I'm going to stop it there, and hope you guys enjoy the video. Please feel free to leave comments below, and take care.